First of all, this is Positive Anger, everybody. Thank you guys very much for listening. Sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/Positive Anger. Holy fuck. There's full episodes in there. There's videos. You know, so check out the YouTube for this cocksucking fucking thing. Positive Anger on YouTube. We're talking videos. We're talking rants. We're talking life. We're talking fun. I hope everybody's doing well. And this week, I'm very excited. I'm very excited because, for one, not only do I get a break from screaming at Liz, because Jesus Christ, we're breaking down mentally. People like to see us yelling, but I'll tell you right now, it hurts you in the bedroom. When you are, it's pretty hard to get hard when you're yelling at the same woman that you're supposed to have sex with. Do you know what I mean, Jay?
Yeah, to switch gears like that is tough. To see them as one thing and then all of a sudden another thing.
Go ahead.
I approached you because of those. Like, I was laughing my ass off at you and Liz going at it. So you both are giving people such great joy. Whatever it's doing in the household, just know that outside of the household, people are happy. And so I approached you, and then also, now that I think about it, maybe I was subconsciously trying to just give Liz a break. Take the brunt of your ranting and raving.
So the reason that I won't be able to get hard tonight is because of you. So this is Jay Wells, everybody, also known as Jay Lecuyer. A very funny comedian who I've known for, 15 years?
Yeah, man. It was 05.
Ugh. Now, first of all, have you been on this before? I believe you have. Am I crazy?
No, I think you had Aton on, my
other
half.
I thought you'd been on. See, this is the thing. Once you go through the list of you know, you go through all the. I've had Seinfeld. I've had Maniscalco's been on 2 or 3 times, and I just figured, I've had these people. I must have my friends.
Then only like 2 or 3 tiers under that, you know. Me, so.
I mean, they're doing arenas. You're doing lavish theaters.
I'm in the nursery right now. I couldn't be more excited to be talking to just you right now. So,
but Jay Lecuyer, super funny man. Also, probably one of the nicest people that I know or have met. And before I forget about it, you need to check out YouTube Comment Theater.
Oh, thanks.
On YouTube, I've been in a couple of episodes, but besides that, I remember. So YouTube Comment Theater is basically kind of exact what it sounds. You guys are acting out the comment sections of YouTube threads or YouTube videos. And I remember years ago when you guys told me about that. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. Thank you.
Oh, great. I was just in one recently that came out last week.
One. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I'm sure you say that to everybody when you're on their podcast.
That one I haven't laughed. Just the action of it, those are kind of it's the first step towards what we'd love to do if we had budget and could do action packed car chase scenes and shit like that.
Sure.
So that one at least had you were bloodied up. We were in a fucking dank cellar.
It looked great, man.
Thank you. That was really fun.
And it was so funny, when you guys obviously saying because comment sections, I mean, I said years ago, should probably be taken away from us. We don't deserve them as humans, and we truly have only shown that we cannot take care of them, and all we do is, no matter what it is, that same. So the one that we did was To Catch a Predator video, and. The argument underneath that, which is basically this guy's a fucking pedophile, that could be going on a video about balloons.
Yeah, I know. Those are my favorite. We found the one coming out next week is on a video called Shampoo Prank. Those videos where someone's in the shower and then while they're trying to rinse shampoo out of their hair, someone else is just squirting more into their hair and they get really frustrated because it never ever rinses out. So it was just literally the video is called Shampoo Prank, and this fucking ridiculous comment, me and Aton go at it. in the comments. And I don't want to give any of it away in case anyone really would want to check it out. But finding those random videos that why did you search out shampoo prank to then start speaking
Fighting.
your mind? Like, that's your platform. I found this really funny video of a shampoo prank, and now it's my turn to just tell the world what I think about everything.
Yeah, here are my thoughts on China.
We're already such egomaniacs as it is that you give anyone really, like you just said earlier with not deserving comments. It's kind of dangerous to give every single person
Yeah.
a voice when they haven't earned it whatsoever.
See, that's the thing, the earning. It's so funny because it sounds nice, right? Just like everything, most things. It's like, oh yeah, everybody gets to have an opinion. But then you go, have you ever walked outside and looked at everybody?
Yeah, I know.
Most of these people are full of salt.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
is right to their eyeballs of salt.
Yeah.
Just about nobody. Look at everybody at a gas station, right? Just about. Do any of these people deserve public thoughts?
No. And then the funny thing is, how many separate opinions could there be? So it's once, the 6 or 7 possible opinions could be made, then everyone else just kind of gets grouped into those. So you're just getting fucking millions of the same thing in different words with their own separate, his mommy was a little harder on him than that one's mommy. So it's the same idea, but with a little more zip to it. And
I mean, that's kind of exactly like this podcast right now. There's somebody else talking about the exact same thing, but in a different way. I mean, it's life. It just is what it is. How about this, Jay? We've been doing comedy a long time, and doing that, you have to go to the Fox and the Fiddle, right? You have to go to the Fox and the Fiddle and have
Monday night. Remember that one?
Which
Jason
one?
Blanchard, it was.
Oh God, yeah, on John and Adelaide.
That Fox and the Fiddle still exists. It's just the sexy new place now.
Yeah, they turned it into a fuck den at the bottom of at the bottom of a nice condo.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny to me to think? Is that there's somebody living in a condo who's probably haunted by old comedians.
So hard. My little notebook with all my little jokes written on it. Here, everyone's got to hear this shit. And then, oh man, I ate so. I mean, there was some good times, obviously, there too.
Oh yeah, and the wings were great, but we had to fight for the wings were amazing. I love the wings at the Fox, but we had to fight because nobody was even there for a show most of the time. There was maybe 3 people, and other people would walk past it.
Half price wing night, so you could tell that was the draw.
Oh yeah, and so people were watching TVs.
Yeah, there were TVs. They didn't turn the fucking TVs off.
No, because people were watching sports. People wanted to watch, the Edmonton fucking Eskimos play the goddamn Ottawa fucking, what do they call this? Red Blacks. And I don't even think they were called the Red Blacks at the time. They might not have even had a team. But anyways, so these people are I just want to have a nice night. It's a Thursday. I want to I want some goddamn half-price wings and some 12-year-old is getting onto a stage and yelling about the government.
Yeah, it is funny thinking about 19-year-olds now and if they just started talking to me and as if they, had an idea of what the world is like. And, that's what we I remember, my first set, I think I was 18 still. Holy shit. And I'd go to a Kitchener Yuck Yucks as a opener. And it was just a room full of, 40 plus small towners.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. I thought, oh, these are really funny jokes. I'll tell them and they'll all laugh. But they all looked at me clearly I was a 12-year-old. And then it was only afterwards that I was told by one of the lovely 40-year-old ladies that was hey, you seem really nice. It's just it's hard to agree with an 18-year-old telling me how the world is. And I'm oh,
okay, but see, you went through that, right? So in a way, you earned an opinion. There is none of that. So how about this? Okay, nope. Not everybody can go to the Fox and the Fiddle and eat their dick while watching another man eat wings, right?
Yeah.
But how about what's that show called? The super terrific fucking Sunset Flip Variety Hour. What's that show where you get hit? You get hit with it. You got to run down a thing and slide on. It's like American Gladiators, but you're just versus yourself sort of deal. It's like the
Japanese,
last.
right?
What's that?
Is it the Japanese show?
Yes, but what's that show?
Yeah.
What is that show called?
Oh yeah.
Whatever the fuck
I
it's
know.
called.
You were close with that string of words.
The Great American Sunset Flip Variety Hour. So you have to. This is what you have to do. You have to run through that whole gauntlet. You have to do it. You can't fall off a fucking thing. You can't be hit with a big fuzzy Q-tip. You have to go through the whole thing, and then you can go on to a car restoration video on YouTube and say whatever you want.
Yeah, you've been given like and then that can be taken away too. Like you're never, it's not a free pass to then, like, if we all collectively look at what you just said and think, nah, your privilege has been revoked.
Well, you know what? This. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Along the same lines, like not just the opinion, but I feel like, remember that I think it was on A&E. It was like just biography where it would be like Frank Sinatra, and every single one of them would be like, from his humble beginnings in this, basement of his immigrant father, and they just start with like the most like downtrodden story up to like where the success story, and every one of them were their own separate like American dream kind of rags to riches. But with now having like a billion, like everyone can have their say or their little way of getting attention. I feel like Frank Sinatra, say, like, as the example, because that was the biography I've chosen here, at least he waited until he got crazy successful to then tell the like rags
The biography
story.
Yeah.
People tell their like rag story to get famous, like the look how hard I have it type thing, and people can like relate to that. So it was like back, like how you're saying you had to kind of earn your opinion. It was like you had to earn how to tell people how hard you used to have it.
Yeah, you had to earn the ability to tell your story.
Yeah,
people had to care about you before they cared about your story.
Yeah, exactly.
To some kind of degree.
Look how hard I have it. Oh, and everyone gives them attention. And then someone else, no, guys, you think he has it hard. I have it this hard. And everyone's like, oh. And it's all this, like, fucking victim, like, who has it harder, show them attention, and then it's like, okay, what can you do for us now? Like, where's the, I don't know, entertainment value of any kind?
I'll tell you this. Nobody has it harder than me. And that's just a fact. And I'll dispute anybody on it, at me. I'll talk to anybody about that. There's nobody on this earth that has to yell at the same person they also have to have sex with. You know what I mean? Yeah. Publicly. Yeah. You don't have to do it. Okay, you just brought me into because she's a new mother? Come on. New mothers should be yelled at the most, because you're going to be yelled at by a small child that came outside of your body. Do you know how insane that is? Like, I imagine, like, I think about this every once in a while. Like, you're a parent, right? Yeah. And you make a person and you do every single thing for them. And one day they grow up and they're like, fuck you. You're like, do you know how many times I could have let you die? I could have, right from the hospital, I could have threw you into a fucking Arby's dumpster and it would have been over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're just so, it's funny how humans are like the most useless of any animal. Like, animals that plop out. There was a giraffe being born, hit the ground from like 6 feet up.
Yeah.
And then shakes it off, gets to all fours, and has to start running with his mom within like half an hour.
Yeah.
Because there's
yeah.
predators around. Like,
totally.
Even the
remember
chimps,
those sea turtles?
Yeah.
The little green sea turtles, their parents aren't even there, and they have to fucking run from seagulls directly to the ocean and then find their parents.
Yeah.
We should really be doing that.
Yeah, this one's like, you go right. Yeah, wow. We would not survive at all without.
No. If you had to wake up in the hospital and then find your fucking You got to get on in a car and be like, take me, I don't know, to people and knock on doors and be like, do you know? You'd be like T1000. Have you seen these people?
Yeah, and then not even just survival, but like you can't even neglect them for like a small amount of time, or just psychologically fucks them up forever. Like,
dude, yes,
the basic, okay, feed, go to sleep, change their diaper, but then there's like, oh shit, I didn't wake up. I was crying for like, half an hour and it didn't really wake me
yes,
up. I was just there thinking I was never coming back. And then I do get to him and, console him. And, but then that like half an hour that I wasn't there could literally be like oh, every time he leaves the room, he
yeah,
could never ever come back. And
yeah.
that kind of shit like may never leave. Like you
Oh,
can
you mean
always
you're
have.
talking about abandonment issues? Yeah, yeah. No, I don't suffer from that at all. That's not. Those aren't problems that I've had to deal with the last bunch of years. The
You do have it harder than everyone else.
way harder. And the craziest part about that is that I have it harder than just about anybody, and I can't get hard. It's like it's just fucked. How can your life be hard but your dick not be hard? You know what I mean?
Well,
It
it's
doesn't make any
hard
sense.
enough that like your dick knows that you've got enough
It
hardness
can't get any
around.
harder. He already has it so hard. I don't want to bother him with also being hard.
Yeah, it's telling you something that like, hey, soften up a little bit.
Okay, let me run this by real quick because we were just talking about this. So you're saying that we're both saying that people earn an opinion. You go through the super terrific Sunset Flip Variety Hour, and then you get to go to any YouTube video and say whatever you want, right? And you were like, okay, yes, but then sometimes things people say, we got to go, hey, you shut it off. Yeah. This is perfect. We're both Canadian, and Canada has a Lord and Savior, right? One of the tops of the tops of our country, Dr. Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
This week went on a beak fest. Did you see the beak?
I did not at all.
Oh, that's great. All right, let me read you this beak.
Too much.
He said, first of all, somebody sent it to me, and I just laughed because I was like, "Come on, man, this isn't the Bryan Adams that I know." And then I was like, "I go, holy shit, it's a real thing." But it's so. Anyways, he goes. This is what he said. Basically, to this, he said something like, he goes, "I was supposed to start a residency today." But obviously that got canceled because some fucking bat-eating, wet market, animal-selling, virus-making, greedy bastards shut the world off.
Oh, no.
And
I was waiting for the racial slur. I'm just like, I was on pins and needles there going, what's the slur about to come? But luckily it just...
See, this is the thing. There was no slur. He made, obviously you know who he's talking about, but he didn't say he didn't say a thing. And
he was building towards a climax, but then it was just a list of other words.
Yes, because when you freeze some fucking bat eating, oh man. So then you go. So then the next day, because people were like, "Hey, you're a piece of shit. You're a racist bag of shit. You got to get the fuck out of here." So he said, "There's no excuse for what I said. I just wanted to have a rant about the horrible animal cruelty in these wet markets being the possible source of the virus and promote veganism." So, a couple of things here. Let me run this by you. First of all, is Bryan Adams look, we're talking a 30-something year career, right? We're talking Robin Hood. We're talking fucking. Do you ever you played Grand Theft Auto Vice City or did you not?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you remember Flash FM? They had Bryan Adams Run to You.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm going to run to you. I mean, that's that song's a party. You're driving to Little Havana, right? You've got two Uzis. You're gonna just mow down a gang of people, and you've got fucking Bryan Adams cheering you on. Okay. So is Bryan Adams allowed to have an opinion or no?
Maybe it's like a stay in your lane type thing where, yes, we've given him a platform over the years from just hit after hit. like decades of hits, but then I don't know, to dip over into like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, have your opinion, and he probably has a certain amount of followers that'll listen, but then I think it's on everybody else to be like, oh, that was kind of dumb, or yeah, I fully agree with you, Bryan Adams. But
Well,
overall,
let's
it's
say
kind of a joke
okay.
for someone like Bryan Adams to like
Fucking
take charge in any way.
some fucking bat eating. What if he did this?
Yeah.
What if from now on Bryan Adams went on the bat eating tour, right?
Yeah.
And every show he opens up, like, remember those stories about god damn it,
Ozzy.
Ozzy Osbourne, how he
Yeah.
bit the head off of a bat. So
Yeah.
Bryan Adams starts every show by biting the head off of a bat, throwing it into the crowd, and saying
Yeah.
veganism. And he changes most of the lyrics in his song to some kind of like, Summer '69 can be Summer of 2020, and most of the lyrics are, me
Yeah.
and some boys from school got a bat and we cooked it up. Like he goes into this whole lane.
Would it be like a tofu formed into a bat, or would he have to like, because to promote veganism and then to like,
I like it. So he
yeah.
has okay, how about this? Bryan Adams. His whole stage show is a cave, right? It's a cave, and the cave lights up and out flies tofu bats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
I
you
like
can
that.
even you mold the tofu. What they do with like vegan wings is like they'll put a little stick of bamboo in there to be like the bone, and then
Wow.
build like seitan, or I think it's usually seitan wings around the bamboo stick, so you kind of have like a bone to bite it off of. So I could build Bryan Adams a really nice seitan bat. If that's what you're asking of me, I don't.
Well, not you personally, but I'm
Yeah,
saying these are the ways that the man could go, because
yeah,
I just wait. How look? I'm not saying that he's right, but this is the
yeah.
type of thing where because people are like, we got to cancel Bryan Adams, and you're like, first of all, cancel Bryan Adams as if he's
That's
fucking
insane. That's insane.
Beyonce. I mean, my God, who
Yeah.
the people that would say I'm canceling Bryan? You're not listening to Bryan Adams. You're
What do
not
they
a
mean
fucking.
cancel Bryan Adams? Like they want his, like, this cancel
They want
culture
his
type
ass.
thing. They just want him to never make
Yes,
anything ever again. See,
they
that's
want
what's fucked
him.
up. Like, the guy
Yep.
can have an opinion, like whether he's famous or not. If
Yes.
any of us randoms can have a fucking opinion, then the guy's clearly earned his opinion. You can choose to agree with it or not, and maybe just unfollow him on fucking Twitter.
Or how
But if
about you
his
just
song
don't give
ever
him
comes
money?
out,
You
yeah,
just stop giving Bryan Adams money, but also you're not his audience. His audience is a
yeah,
fucking dad. A
they'll agree.
dad with like
Yeah,
those socks and those like
yeah,
those big New Balance shoes and a grill. And that
yeah,
dad is grilling. And
and they
maybe
all
he's
like
not a
their,
vegan. Maybe this dad's already been mad because Bryan Adams went vegan and this dad's like, "Look, man, I
mhm.
like cuts like a knife. And what the fuck am I going to cut with a knife? Soy? I want to
Yeah.
cut ribs."
I don't even
So
need
this
a knife for that shit.
I don't even need a knife. I bet you the people
Just
that
my
love Bryan
hand.
Adams aren't even on fucking Twitter, you know?
Bryan Adams is probably in this like scary middle ground where he doesn't really know what to say, because it's like, hey, I'm vegan, but maybe all my fans are uh, non-vegans, but I want to say this one thing, and then everyone's gonna get mad at me for that.
Yep.
It's the tiptoe.
See,
Bryan
this
Adams
is
has got a
yes.
tiptoe.
He's already
Yeah.
taken a huge leap by looking at Barrie, Ontario, and saying,
Mm.
"I'm a vegan." You're
Yeah.
already spitting in these people's faces, And they went with him. They go, "You know what, man? Fuck it. I stop on the highway at that burger place with the goddamn walkway over the top when I'm on my way to the Gananoque Islands, and I'll sit in an Adirondack chair for 2 fucking weeks, praising Doug Ford, and I will still like you, Bryan Adams, because
Mm.
I like the song from Robin Hood, and then
Mm.
one day he's like, "Hey, what about these fucking bat eating?" And people go, "Wait a second. Like, there's nobody on Twitter that listens to Bryan Adams. I think we can both agree on this. I think we can both
Yeah, we
agree on
don't
this.
look for Bryan Adams for comment.
No, and also, like you said, how old? This has always been something that makes me like, how old do you have to be to have an opinion? Like, how
Yeah.
old do you have to be like? Remember Jerry Lewis years
Yeah.
ago? He was like, I don't think female comedians are funny, and everybody's like, what a piece of shit. We got to keep him
Yeah.
alive until he says fucking Sarah Silverman's hilarious. You're like, he's 80. He's 88, man.
Yeah.
How
I know.
fucking old? How many discs have to shatter in your back before you're
Yeah.
allowed to go, this is what I like and this is what I don't like? Now, this is a rant that's obviously a little bit different, but so this leads me into another thing here about the whole thing. Let's say, okay, let's say that because they haven't necessarily. Apparently, it's not because somebody ate a fucking bat, but it does sound like a funny thing to say, you know. Some fucking bat eating. It sounds like he's driving down the.
One guy ate one bat.
It sounds like he's driving on the 401. He just passed an en route, and he's like fucking bat eating, and then pulled into an A&W to get a Papa Burger. But
yeah,
I don't know where Brian Adams lives.
If he just would have chosen the Papa Burger instead of that raw bat, we'd all be out doing real shows right now and stuff.
Yeah, I'd be at the Eaton Center, trying on some fucking shoes at Foot Locker. I wouldn't be locked up in my house looking up Brian Adams' fucking tour dates. But Brian Adams, okay, let's say this though, because apparently it's not a bat, okay, but there's a huge potential that this came from. This is what like sort of general consensus is, and maybe it'll change again, all that kind of stuff. But that this came from a wet market in Wuhan, China, and a wet market is it sounds much like more, you know, like it has a sting behind it than it does. But a wet market is basically just live animals that are all stacked up in these cages and they're shitting and pissing on each other. So you could buy a goat with fucking chicken piss on it, and it could be contaminated with hell. So okay, I say all this to say this: people have been kind of pushing for more vegan diets over the last few years. Even known animal eater and predator killer Arnold has been like, you know, he's been like, look, cut down to fucking meat once a week, you monsters. See, this is what
I had a solid vegan stint last year for I think about 4 months. I went pure vegan, and then it's incredibly hard to keep up. But I like in the house we just have eggs, and once in a while we'll have like shrimp or salmon, but no meat at all in the house. And then, but yeah, there's those once in a while. I think it was like last week. Must have been the first time in like a couple months I had pork, and it was fucking phenomenal. Like it was those sticky like Thai ribs. Like oh my god, I lost my fucking mind. But then I'd be like afterwards. So I'm like,
yeah,
my own
I'd be out on tour right now if it wasn't for those fucking sticky Thai ribs.
Oh, just so good.
Okay, but see, so I'm in the same boat as you. Whereas, like, I have not been eating meat, and for a while wasn't really at all. And now because of this, me and Liz have been eating it like once a week as like a treat type deal.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like prosciutto on a fucking cauliflower pizza. Like it's still nothing, but it's more, you know, whatever. But okay, so so let's say that eating an animal, right? Whatever it was, a super bat or a fucking lizard head, or you know, somebody dipped a rat directly inside of a fucking air fryer and then ate its little feet.
Yeah.
No matter what it was, okay, animal wise, would this not be the case moving forward to try to get it? And look, it's going to be harder in some places than others for sure. But to try to go like, hey guys, here's what can happen if you eat meat. You will be locked inside of your house, finding it hard to get hard while Brian Adams yells at you. So why don't we just scale back on fucking meat for a little bit, you know?
Oh, that's like, I mean, that's definitely the smartest way of thinking about it. But I think definitely in the Western world, it's going to be like but we're fine though. Like, you know, whoever it is that eats, you know, meat all day, every day would just be like, yeah, but that's not this meat. Like that's those people over in the East and they're, you know, like you described with like chicken piss on goats. The way they do things over there, that's what causes it's not the fact that they're eating animals, it's the fact that
Eating
they just
certain
do it in
animals from a
such
certain
a wet
place.
way in their wet
It's
market.
Yeah, it's interesting because like I don't know that people really. I mean, you've probably. It's not like the animals over here are fucking sitting
No,
on
it's gross.
sitting
We're
on a
just way
tropical
better at hiding it.
beach.
No, we're so much better at hiding it. Like the second you get a glimpse into like a factory farm or something, it's like, oh my fucking god, and you try to like block it out of your subconscious like as quick as possible because
Yeah,
you're like you just pulled the curtain back and
yeah.
choose not. But it's so far away. Like those things are like they put them out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, surrounded by like you know miles and miles of
Oh,
corn
yeah.
and soy to like
That's yep,
hide it. So it's like
buddy.
there in Asia, it's yeah, they just do it differently. They're it's one
Okay, so how
there's
about this, Jay? You just gave me. How about this? How
mm,
about America or North America,
mhm,
London, where all this other they bring okay, instead of having a chicken, right?
mm,
Out in the middle of some farm, some fucking dad grilling it up in his big
yeah,
New Balance fucking dad grill shoes talking
yep.
about summer '69. How about we take the farms and put them in the fucking cities? Like
Yes.
the way you'd picture a wet market. So, okay, you're in a mall. Let's go to the Eaton
Mm,
Center again. You walk into the Eaton Center, you pass a Cinnabon, you
Foot
pass the
Locker.
Foot Locker, and then you come across the chicken steroid room.
Yeah.
And there's just chickens in there. Their fucking legs are broken, and they're used as like a prop up for the new iPhone. And you can buy a chicken. You can buy a chicken or an iPhone while people are
Yeah.
jamming
Yeah.
chemicals into the fucking chicken.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, maybe people will be like, "Holy shit, we gotta
You
fucking
can't
shut
buy
this
the
down now."
iPhone without buying the chicken. Like the iPhone comes with the purchase of this broken-legged chicken that you have to
Yes,
take home and properly, gut and cut up yourself and
yeah.
see how it's done. And then you get this sweet iPhone 11 out of it for
Sick
dessert.
iPhone 11 with the portrait and night
Yeah.
mode settings. You can take a picture of your
Selfie,
broken leg chicken at night
yeah.
and be able to see the
Mhm.
broken leg chicken. Now, this is in no way me telling anybody how to do anything, because I ate chicken wings
You're
two
just
pounds a
posing
week.
ideas. You're posing
I'm just posing ideas. I'm just
possibilities.
posing
Yeah.
ideas. If the
If
entire
you're
world,
making the public to do or not do the things you're suggesting, you know, like would the Apple Store at the Eaton Center take a bunch of broken-legged chickens? Probably not.
Mhm.
But you're posing the possibility.
Because it's like the amount of chicken wings I've had in my life is a wild stupid amount. But I'm
Yeah.
saying more
There's certain numbers
global.
you don't really want to know, like
Oh,
that, like how.
I have a decent number, no joke, because in Toronto, I was eating at least 2 pounds a week for 4 years
Yeah.
straight.
Oh yeah.
We're talking
Remember the wheat
straight.
sheaf and all? I used to get like a
Sure.
50 with Ian Gordon or Bebenek. We would go and get like 50 and just like, yeah, 25, 30 each attack
Dude,
till you
Crown and
can't more.
Dragon, I used
Yeah.
to live a block away from there, and I was in there every Thursday, every
Yeah.
Sunday, and I
Yeah.
ate up 2 pounds of wings of a week. It's a
Yeah.
horrific
For
number for 4 years, man.
for
That's fucking
years.
horrendous.
Yeah.
But
You can
but I
you
say
fucking
this.
stuck to it.
If eating some sort of animal can shut the
Mm.
fucking world off, you
Yeah.
know, maybe eventually we should go, hey, well, let's not shut like okay, if the world was shut off, because let's say the world was shut off and we were all under lockdown, right?
Yeah.
Because of Brian Adams' rant.
Yeah.
If the whole world was shut off because he was like some fucking bad eating wet market animal stuff, if the whole world had been closed because of that and we all had to stay inside and think about what Brian Adams said while the economy fucked off and money is dead and your job is never coming back and every time somebody does go outside, they're fighting people because it's a 3 hour fucking wait time. You got to wear a mask because you don't want to breathe the Brian Adams rant
Yeah.
germs onto
Yeah.
people. People would go, you know what? No more rants. We're going to get rid of
Yeah.
Twitter. No more rants.
Yeah. You're
So,
right.
ergo, same type of deal. And exactly what you're saying of like, people look at it like, well, we're not eating fucking this. And maybe not. But
It
maybe
happens
not
in
that
smaller
specific
ways
thing
here with
for it.
E. coli and stuff. Like,
Exactly.
when like a Chipotle has to shut
Come
down
on!
for a bit, and we get the little.
Chipotle! You just reminded me of yes, they fucking and I just saw this thing that was like meat on this side is having problems because of the virus shutting things down. It's making it harder for they don't have as many people working there, so the quality control is off. So there's
Oh
some
god,
meat you could be getting that has fucking viruses in it anyway. So now you're
I
just
haven't
taking a
noticed
bite of your
it,
fucking
but, like,
chicken at home
yeah,
and you're
it's
fucked.
just so goddamn like, oh, it's just such a weird thing to think about, like living things in the machine of mass production, like it's a fucking toy line that like or an
Mm.
assembly line at like the Ford plant where someone's job is to just put the windshield on and someone's job is to just screw the fucking one bolt and move it along, and it's like yeah, shit like this, like you're exactly right that like shit like this is the a bit of an eye-opening experience with like, oh, like living things are fucking gross. Like they, look at ourselves. Like we get fucking gross. And then pack us all up and like,
Well, see, yeah, look at ourselves. This is why Jeffrey Dahmer had to be killed because he he ate 17 people and clearly had some form of fucking corona or SARS or something. And
yeah,
they were like, "Well, we got to shut him down before he bites somebody else." And then they spread the
yeah,
fucking virus, so he had to be beaten to death with a mop handle in
yeah.
prison.
Like 28 days later,
Like
it was,
28 days later. Yeah,
mm,
because it's funny if that's how a chicken was put together, like an actual toy line. The head comes out, then there's two
yeah.
people that screw the wings on,
And there's
and then
no
another guy
smell
with the
or
fucking
there's no
feet.
like, yeah, because they're gross. Chickens are fucking gross. Like I grew
They're
up
not a
around
party.
a lot of farms, and you could smell chicken shit from like miles away. It's so disgusting. And then you got to go in there. Like I used to be a chicken catcher for a couple days
Come on.
before I got it was like 14 or something. And I don't know. I didn't really know what to do for work. And my mom was like, well, these farms need help. And I would pick cherries and peaches and shit. And then there was like, hey, you can chicken catch. And it was so horrible. Like 2 days of it, I was like, I'm never ever coming close to a chicken ever again. They just smell terrible. They're the worst little weird fucking. I mean, but that's probably how they were kept in there. Like I'm sure if they were out in some field running around, they'd just be like any other bird.
Well, yeah, if you
But
let a chicken, I would suspect from how good they taste, if you let a
mm,
chicken free, I'd
yeah,
assume he gets a job. He gets a little suit. You know
yeah,
what I mean? He reads. He probably looks at
yeah.
you and is like, "Have you ever read Think and Grow Rich?" And you're like, "Chicken?" And then he just breaks down the economy right there in front of your eyes.
They're the closest living thing to a T-Rex. Uh, I didn't know. I learned that recently on a meme. But yeah, they're the
Is
closest
that
thing
true or
to us.
no? On a
Yeah,
meme.
I checked it out. I kept researching it, but no, of the dinosaurs, like of the Tyrannosaurus Rex and like meat-eating dinosaurs, the closest living thing that we have right now is a chicken in
Hmm.
their path. The you know
Interesting. It's very interesting that Jurassic Park would have been a very different movie if it was just
yeah,
chickens trying to
yeah.
attack these people. You just kick. They go, "Hey man, the chicken is the cage is open," and instead of them being like, "Holy fuck," somebody goes, "Yeah, okay," and they just boot a chicken, and the movie's 10 minutes long. Just kick the fucking chicken, man.
They're so
Ba,
annoying.
ba, 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 ba. I mean, you just
Walking
described chasing chickens is Rocky. You're talking about the first Rocky.
It's really hard to catch one. So the training montage is like building up to like getting in there, getting in the cage with two chickens and trying to catch one of them is
Man,
the
if this is what
climax.
they say, if you can catch a chicken, you can beat Apollo Creed.
and
That's what they've
his
always said.
really and his really sexy son, uh, Michael
Creed.
Michael B. Jordan.
Arguably one of the sexiest men alive.
Yeah.
On that note, Dr. J. Wells, I'm going to let you go back to being a brand new dad. But
Oh, thank you so much.
I want to thank you so much for coming on. I greatly appreciate you. This was a great time. And where can people find you?
Thanks for plugging YouTube Comment Theater. If you go to YouTube, yeah, check it out. There's a shitload of videos, and they're all pretty insane. And my comedy duo, jayandaton.com. Yeah, there's a bunch of funny videos and stuff.
That last part. I wish I had the time or patience to edit that last part, because the last part is so Canadian, it's not even funny. You know, we're such fucking dork losers. This is all that had to happen. Hey, check out jayandaton.com and check out YouTube Comment Theater on YouTube.
Thank you.
And then, because we both, Canada hates itself, we got to do something like, yeah.
Well, if you could.
There's no reason to take me seriously. I'm not a fucking person that does anything or needs stuff. I'll just sit in my house and eat my old fucking Bryan Adams CDs, because they're going to be useless.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't believe in ourselves, Jay. And this could be a whole new... We could start... I won't even let you go to your fucking kid now. We'll do another hour and a half of how we don't fucking believe in ourselves because we're a stupid place that looks to the other one for all validation, when the other one is standing in front of fucking courthouses holding a goddamn AK-47 saying we should jail Bill Gates because he believes that there's a virus that's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways,
just to open Chipotle back up.
I want to go to Red Lobster.
How dare you close the businesses in my town?
Well, Jay, you're the best. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Quickly, of course. Before I forget, please rate and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Check out the YouTube channel for Positive Anger, and also subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/Positive Anger for extra episodes and such. Twitter and Instagram @Nathan McIntosh, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Later.